Hey guys, it's Thursday, so it's time for CVL with me, Allison. This week's question is from Mason, and he's talking about how you would incorporate technology in the music classroom. This is obviously like completely dealing with what we're doing in this class in Music 243. Thankfully, I finally thought of some things that will relate to band and then general music. So, first, we can start with band. So, when I was in high school, we didn't have anything like super crazy fancy, but one of my band directors was like super into like Apple. And he has like three different iPads because he doesn't like sharing the screen, but it's useful because they have like Apple TV and the whole network set up on like the internet so that he can just like click on one of like a little button on his iPad and then it'll show the entire thing to the screen. So when students are walking in, you have like your daily plan on the board because that was a big thing at my school was being like, what are we doing today? You need to write it on the board so that the kids will know. So, just the schedule, get your music out in this order, blah, 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 blah. And then he could press another button and it could play reference recording. If something wasn't coming across the way that he wanted, we could really understand what he was trying to get us to do, by listening, because that's pretty cool. Which brings me to my next point, in which you need a good sound system in your band room, or else, like, what's the point, right? So not only to have those reference recordings like I was talking about, to listen to them well and to have, a good balance and make sure that you don't just hear like flutes and stuff, because flutes are nice, but you gotta have everybody in the band in order to make it work. So not only for those reference recordings, but also for like recording your band. And that's a big thing that I think is like the most important thing that you would use technology for in the classroom is to record your band so they can hear what you sound like. The same thing goes for like when you're like a soloist in the practice room, right? If you record yourself, like a lot of times, like if you're a brass player, most of the time your bell face is outward or upward. And so you really don't know what you sound like. Like on one side of the bell, it sounds like you're playing one way, and then like when you actually hear it, it's like completely different. You're like, oh, I thought I was doing this crazy well, but really it's only like piano to mezzo forte, you know what I'm saying? So recording your band is super important. It's pretty cool. Number two, when we get to like general music classes, you can do all kinds of cool like technology things, and not even like internet technology things like or apps or anything like that. You can use boom whackers. Have you ever seen those things, like those little colored tubes, and you go like doom 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 doom? They're pretty cool. I like those. Those are fun. But you can have little handbells. You can have a handbell choir, little xylophones. There are so many ways to get kids involved besides just singing and playing recorder. Because I don't know about you, but I did not like recorder. In like a general music setting with computers, and then also if you have access to computers in your general music class, I know we even just had a computer class when I was in elementary school, and we used GarageBand, and we got to, be really creative, and they'd just be like, here, figure this out, like, do whatever you want with it. And then they would give us, like, a copy of our song at the end of the, like, week or whatever. And that was really fun, because you got to be creative and such. And then finally, when we got into middle school, we had a couple composition project things where we got to use Finale and Audacity for composing, and that was really fun. Or like recording yourself too, so that you could put it on Finale later. Those are some cool ways that you can use technology in the classroom. Have a thoughtful Thursday, University of Illinois, and I will see you next week.